Zoom Lens Heatran with Magma Storm was able to get 10th place in the Global Challenge, one of the biggest online tournaments of Regulation G. We're going to be trying out the team and seeing how well it can perform. This is Alex Underhill's Calyrex Ice Rider team. Let's break it down. First, we have the Calyrex Ice Rider, this one holding the Assault Vest item and a Terra Water. In the Global Challenge, of course, it is a closed team sheet environment of best of one, and having surprises is the name of the game. And most Calyrex Ice Riders generally run Trick Room, but something that we've seen throughout the time of Regulation G was the Solvest Calyrex Ice Rider that picked up a lot of popularity, especially at the Japan National Championship. So Assault Vest allows Calyrex Ice Rider to take advantage of its even impressive special defense and even boost it even further, making it really hard to KO on the special side while it's still having a really massive physical defense and able to fire off really strong hits. With the Glacial Lance, and then you have a bunch of options for coverage moves because you have that Assault Vest. You're running Seed Bomb to hit the Terra Waters that are able to resist the Glacial Lance, as well as the Urshifu Rapid Strike. You have Crunch for the Calyrex Shadow Rider and the Lunala, and of course high horsepower to hit the Steel types and the Fire types out there, while the Water Terra just helps it take the Fire type attacks really well, able to absorb Make It Rain, the Behemoth Blade from Steel type attacks. Overall, super strong defensive Terra, and Calyrex Ice Rider, absolutely absurd Pokemon that is. Next Pokemon to pair with that Calyrex Ice Rider is going to be the female Indeedee with the Psychic Surge and the Psychic Seed. Having the terrain change so the Calyrex can't be a victim to fake out rotations is pretty nice. You have speed control on the Indeedee, so you can allow the Calyrex Ice Rider to just keep firing off attacks. And you have the Heal Pulse to help recover the Calyrex Ice Rider if it is getting a bit too low and taking damage. You have that Terra Fairy as the defensive typing to help out against the super effective dark type moves like the Chi-Yu and the Dark Urshifu, while having Psychic for some offensive coverage again against Water Urshifu, because Psychic in the Glacial Lance is pretty threatening into a Focus Sash Water Urshifu. You have Follow Me for the redirection. You have Trick Room, of course, for the speed control. Heal Pulse is just a good move. Overall, not too surprising to see the Indeedee paired up with this Calyrex Ice Rider. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Iron Valiant with the Quark Drive and the Booster Energy. And the idea of this team is really go for the coaching to help support the Calyrex Ice Rider, because you have that coaching boosting the attack and the defense on the Calyrex Ice Rider, while the Assault Vest covering the special defensive side. It makes Calyrex Ice Rider a really hard tank that's able to do so much damage and just sweep teams if possible. We have the Terra Ghost to help out prevent against fake out and extreme speeds, and Iron Valiant with that Booster Energy to get the speed booster allows it to outspeed quite a bit of the format and go for that coaching onto the Calyrex Ice Rider, as well as some shenanigans with Encore and Disable. Interesting not to run Wide Guard on Iron Valiant that we commonly see, but Encore and Disable are very disruptive moves and can really catch opponents off guard, especially the combination of both of them can be really strong. And then Moonblast for some special attack coverage, as it does get some pretty consistent chip damage against Pokemon like Incineroar that can intimidate and slow down the Iron Valiant and weaken the power of Spear Break. Next Pokemon we have is the Annihilate with the Define and the Focus Sash, and the Stellar Terra to boost its close combat and Rage Fist even more. We saw Focus Sash Annihilate especially, and this was in Regulation H, and it's interesting to see the Focus Sash Annihilate coming back into Regulation G, because having a way to survive one hit with that Focus Sash, like from a Calyrex Shadow Rider and more, and able to threaten with a Rage Fist, close combat for some really strong damage, can really be powerful into Pokemon like Terapagos, for instance, Incineroar. And of course, you want to scare away the Intimidate from the Calyrex Ice Rider, since you're not running Clear Amulets, so you are vulnerable to Intimidate. You also have another Coaching Mod, which is very helpful for the Calyrex Ice Rider because a lot of the team is centralized, so the Calyrex Ice Rider is the main sweeper. And then Taunt to help out against Amoonguss and opposing Trick Room, as well as some other shenanigans setups. Next we have is the Sinistra with the Hospitality and the Rocky Helmet with the Terra Dark option, because it is helpful against Prankster Encore and Prankster Taunt, while also giving Sinistra a little bit of resistance to super effective ghost type moves like that Astral Barrage from Calyrex Shadow Rider. We have the Macha Gotcha for a spread grass type attack, protects to keep itself around, the Trick Room, another form of speed control, so you can have more with the Calyrex Ice Rider, and the Rage Powder to help redirect the attacks that could be harmful to your Calyrex. And Hospitality is a great combination with the Assault Vest Calyrex Ice Rider. You want to make sure the Calyrex Ice Rider can stick around on the field as much as possible, so that's why you have Heal Pulse on the Indeedee, you have Hospitality on the Sinistra that you can switch around in. There is a lot that you can do. Finally, the last Pokemon, which is interesting, is going to be that Flash Fire Heatran with the Zoom Lens items. And what Zoom Lens does, it makes attacks more accurate if the Heatran moves after your opponent. So it is very helpful because Magma Storm and Will-O-Wisp are pretty important moves the Heatran does want to land. However, they're not the most accurate moves in the world, so having that zoom lens does help the accuracy in some situations. There will be moments where you still have to go for Magma Storm and Will-O-Wisp with not the best accuracy. However, still not too shabby odds. That Terra Bug option, because Landers Incarnate has been picking up pretty decently in the format, so having a way to be able to resist the ground type attacks while being able to resist as well as the fighting type attacks like close combat from Urshifu and more while being neutral to certain strikes is pretty effective. Magma Storm again for trapping, which can be really important, allowing Calyrex Ice Rider to dish out a lot of damage, or like a taunt from Annihilate against the supporter mon and more. There's a lot you can do with Magma Storm trapping, and that chip damage just builds up constantly, helps out against opposing Calyrex Ice Rider with that Will-O-Wisp support, and heavy slam to hit the flutter mains, which can be nice. It is a Pokemon with a more niche role on this team. You do want to focus on the Calyrex Ice Rider. However, that Heatran can really disrupt some matchups, especially the Magma Storm, to really trap your opponent and do that constant heavy chip damage with Magma Storm to put it in range of Calyrex Ice Rider's knockout range. Overall, the team, it's a really Calyrex Ice Rider centric team. Assault Vest Calyrex Ice Rider is the name of the game, and you usually want to get it in a position to sweep. Usually you're going to be doing this by going for the coaching with either Annihilate or Iron Valiant, so it can do as much damage as possible. You have the speed control methods with the NDD and the Sinistra to get up Trick Room, and of course you do have ways to set up KOs with the Calyrex Ice Rider, such as the Magma Storm on the Heatran that can really help out and chip away your opponent while trapping them into unfavorable positions. You have the Encore Disable from the Iron Valiant that can make it awkward for opponents to go for attacks in the Calyrex Ice Rider, and more. So just focused on setting up Calyrex Ice Rider to be in that dominant position to take KOs and sweep the game. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. All right, we have Zamazenta, Tinglu, Milotic, Rillaboom, Incineroar, and Sableye. Definitely some interesting builds here. Okay, Terra-wise, I think it might be... I think it's probably going to be the Heatran. I like Magma Storm Heatran because trapping in my opponent, like one, Magma Storm's already good into Zamazenta, but being able to trap in like trapping in these Pokemon are pretty nice. Although I can't technically trap probably Rilla, Incin, and Sableye because Sableye is a ghost type, Incineroar can Parting Shot, and the Rillaboom probably has U-turn. But I mean, the consistent chip damage, burns are pretty good. I think I definitely bring Heatran. I definitely want to lead it. The question is, who am I pairing it with? I could lead Annihilate, but Annihilate was actually a pretty strong lead, I would say, because it can threaten the Tinglu immediately. I could also go for some coaching support, which would be kind of nice. Valiant's not bad. Encore Disable is pretty solid, but I think I do like Annihilate, so I think I'll go with Annihilate. Have the Calyrex Ice Rider and Sinistra in the back, because Sinistra's really good against this team as well. Good into Milotic, good into Tinglu, being able to be immune to the body press from Zamazenta. Like, if we get a burn onto the Zamazenta, would be absolutely clutch. Let's see. A lot of the idea is just slowing down their team with like Magma Storm, some Will-O-Wisp, getting the chip damage, and we'll see what we can do from there. We're going to see the Sableye and the Incineroar lead. Okay, I'm really glad I led my Heatran and Annihilate. Fantastic. Okay. Nice. All right, that Defiant gonna go up. We're gonna go for a Magma Storm straight away into the Sableye, and we're gonna go for a taunt into the Sableye thing. I could close combat the Incineroar, but I think it probably is. It could Terra here. That's my thing. They don't have a good switch into fighting, so they don't have good coverage. And this could be Reflect, which is fine. It's not great, but I mean, not much I can do. I think I'd rather taunt here as well. Deny a light screen. I just want to deny Encore and Disable. Those are the two moves I really want to deny. Encore and Disable are really threatening moves, and I really don't want to deal with them throughout. If I take a burn with Annihilate, that's okay. Pain Split, what? Huh? Okay, that's a really weird play here because close combat threatened the Incineroar knockout. We do get the Magma Storm off into the Sableye. That's a huge amount of damage. Jesus, that did more than I expected, actually. Knock off into the Heatran. So I do lose my zoom lens, but I mean, we have gotten some pretty heavy damage into the Sableye, which is pretty good. Now I think I just double up the Incineroar with Magma Storm and close combat. Do I risk this being foul play on the Sableye, missing the Magma Storm, and then losing my Annihilate? I think I do. Okay, no Terrace. I do get the close combat Incineroar. Interesting. So they gave me the Incineroar. Huh? Okay. Not what I expected. Rocky Helmet, sure. Also, the Sableye stayed in, so do you have an attack? I do miss the... Oh, no, I do connect the Magma Storm. Beautiful. Okay, so Sableye goes down. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is a very nice knockout and no screens. We've gotten a pretty good turn. We have lost our zoom lens and I guess a bit of HP on the Annihilate, which is like whatever. Zamazenta coming in and Milotic coming in. Okay. I will probably Terra Bug my Heatran. I'm looking really good with Sinistra in the back. I think I'm just going to go for my Terra Bug. I'm going to go for the Wisp into the Zamazenta. And I'm going to go for a... Make a close combat into Milotic. I want that damage into Milotic if I can. Terra going to come out from Zamazenta, I'd assume. Yeah. Going to be Terra Grass. Perfect. Still super effective Magma Storm, so I'll definitely take it. But they're probably body pressing the Heatran, I imagine. If I get this close combat, I mean, I don't think it knocks out Milo, but if I hit the Wisp into the Zamazenta, it's looking really good for Sinistra to win the game, I think. So Terra Bug the Heatran. And let's see. Close combat into Milo. Good damage. I thought it would do a bit more, but that's acceptable. All right. Also, wait, did I outspeed the Zama? I outsped the Zama. What? That's a slow Zamazenta. Skull double up into Heatran, doesn't pick up a knockout. No burn. Well, I did miss a Wisp. Unfortunately, not having zoom lens there, but all right. I outspeed the Zama. Did I go down to Heavy Slam with this Mon? I don't think I do. I think my safest play though is just to protect the Heatran and go for a close combat still into the Milo. Yeah, I don't know if the Milo has protect. If it does, sure. Can Zama knock me out at -2? Probably. I'd assume so. But even if they do, I get a free switch into my Sinistra and I'm okay with that. Or are they going to take the knockout to Heatran and just hope I miss an attack here? No, they heavy slam the Heatran. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Gonna close combat to Milo, and I'm just gonna go for the swap into my Cali Ice, because Cali Ice, if I get the KO on Milotic, the Cali Ice is expendable, and I don't think we take too much from Heavy Slam anyway, because Cali Ice is a pretty heavy mon. So close combat should knock out the Milo, and then we get to go out into Sinistra or Heatran the following turn, assuming no double protect. If there's a double protect, I guess we'll figure it out. But close combat does knock out the Milotic. Excellent. Milotic goes down and looking pretty good. We also have Glacial Lance that does threaten the Zamazenta now, as they finally go for the Heavy Slam knockout into the Heatran. So, or into the Annihilate. So Annihilate goes down, but Annihilate did what it needed to do. I was not expecting the Annihilate to outspeed the Zamazenta. That is a slow Zamazenta. We're going to go out in Heatran. And we are going to swap into Sinistra. And we are going to protect. Actually, no, because I don't want them to go for an Iron Defense if they get greedy here. Because if they get an Iron Defense up and I protect, that's really bad, actually. So we'll bring out the Sinistra, get the Hospitality on the Heatran, so we should survive any attack from the Zamazenta. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why I did this. Please hit the Wisp. Thank you. 1 out of 2. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Beautiful. I think that should secure it here. Because body press should not be able to pick up the knock on Heatran. Now I think I go for Magma Storm and swap out into Calyrex for the Sinistra. Or I could go for Trick Room. Both work. But I think Calyrex is fine and go for the Magma Storm. I don't think body press can knock out the Heatran at the range. Then I can still bring in Sinistra for the Hospitality. Yeah, it's just looking really rough for them. So able to secure the win. Nice. It's just confusing. I think the first turn, well, the first 2 turns were super confusing to me. Like really confusing to me. Because I know they had to respect the Heatran, but yeah, they just didn't have much for Heatran, unironically. With the Bug Terror. The Bug Terror was super huge because they had no way to hit the Heatran for much damage and no screen, so they couldn't like stay around on the field. And then just with healing, I was able to allow my Heatran to go for multiple attacks to finally land the securing Will-O-Wisp. Tornadus, Landorus, Lunala, Indeedee with Latios and Urshifu. Okay. It's really, really weak to Calyrex. And I mean extremely weak to Calyrex. So I think I'm just leaning. I think I'm gonna lead Calyrex plus Indeedee. I don't think I need coaching at all. In the back, I'm gonna bring Sinistra. Am I bringing Annihilate here? Annihilate's not bad. I think I'm gonna bring. I think I'll bring Heatran for the fans. I think Annihilate is better, but I think I could win with Heatran. I don't even know if it's gonna show up because I think I'm gonna win the game with Calyrex with Assault Vest because they do not really have much to deal with Calyrex in general, but we'll see. We will see. All right, what are you leading here? If you lead Lando, that's fine. Torn doesn't do anything as a lead here. Indeedee probably makes sense. I don't know if you're in prison though. If you're in prison, the game changes. If you're in prison, I probably go for Heal Pulse turn 1. Yeah, I go for Heal Pulse turn 1. I don't think the Lunala will I think it's probably expanding for us Lunala with Moongeist Beam. I guess the question is, do you have Meteor Beam is going to be a good one. So I don't think I Terra. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. We'll see. We'll see. If it's Indeedee Lunala lead, we're going to play some interesting mind games. I'll just say that much. We will play some interesting mind games. Because I have to play around the imprisoned stuff. Indeedee Urshifu is completely fine though. Okay, it's not Dark Urshifu either. Alright, we're gonna go for a Glacial Lance into the Urshifu, and I think we click Heal Pulse. Yeah, we just go for Heal Pulse. So let's Glacial Lance, let's Heal Pulse. If they go for Surging Strikes in the Indeedee, so be it. I don't think that's too bad. As long as this isn't Choice Band Ursh, I think we're fine. It could be Choice Band Ursh, it seems very offensive. We do have a Sinistra that can switch in, so I guess it's not too big of a deal. Cali should take Choice Band Surging Strikes decently. Even if they go for, well, as long as they don't Helping Hand, Terra Water, Choice Band Surging Strikes my Calyrex. I think it's probably okay then. We see a Terra immediately, so I guess Lunala can't Terra. The Ursh is going to Terra. Oh, Indeedee Terras. Okay, they have Water Defensive Terra, which is fine because I can Seed Bomb still. Okay. 13 strikes. Yeah, it doesn't do crazy amounts of damage, so that's definitely not choiced. Could be Scarf? I don't think that's Mystic Water damage. Either Scarf or Focus Sash probably come into mind first. Heal Pulse gonna come out into Calyrex. Yep, in prison. Yep. Had a feeling. So I get a Glacial Lance off. I get some decent damage, and I've taken no shit. I got a crit on the Ursh too, which is kind of nice. Okay. I think I could get a double knockout here with Seed Bomb Psychic. Oh, okay. This one, interesting. Okay. Do I want Indeedee taking a bunch of damage here? I think it's okay. I think I just Seed Bomb. Just to confirm, you do have Trick Room. You should have followed me. Okay, so it's like my Indeedee moveset, but doesn't have Heal Pulse. So I just go for Heal Pulse into Cali, and I go for Seed Bomb into Indeedee. You go for the Surging Strikes play into the Indeedee, which makes sense. But I'm okay with this trade-off. And if I need to heal Indeedee, I will. Kind of a shame they had Psychic. If they had Dazzling Gleam, it would be a lot easier, but Psychic gonna come out. This won't knock out the Indeedee. Push Defense Fall, not that big of a deal. I do get the Seed Bomb. All right, so that is a +1 Cali, which is good. I guess the question is, who's faster, the Ursh or the Lunala? Because that's going to be a big question. +1 Crunch probably doesn't pick up a knockout. I can now go for my Follow Me redirection. I probably realistically just go for Glacial Lance always here. Yeah, Lunala comes in. I don't think I Terra because I need to make sure I'm not weak to Expanding Force. So I'm going to go for Glacial and I'm going to go for Follow Me. Ideally, Lunala's faster than Ursh, but I have a feeling the Ursh is probably going to be faster. But we'll see. Okay, Expanding Force. That's fine. I wonder if the Psychic's Pedef drop actually mattered. Probably. I mean, I feel like I could have actually lived that. I actually do feel like I could have lived that, which is unfortunate, but this is okay. Yeah, this is fine. Not ideal. I'm taking a bunch of damage, but it's acceptable. All right, get a Glacial Lance off into the Ursh and the Lunala. Ton of damage. And now go into Sinistra. I might tear to Sinistra here and just Rage Powder. Yeah. Because the Ursh would go down to my redirection. So I'm going to go for Crunch into Lunala. I'm going to go for the Terra and Rage Powder. This is assuming they go on the offense, which I feel like they will. If this doesn't work out for me, I mean, like, how would it not work out for me? They have to close combat to Sinistra. I think they have to close combat to Sinistra specifically. If I get rid of Ursh here, I feel like the Heatran's in a good position. Plus the Seed Bomb will, or the Crunch will KO the Lunala. The Rocky Helmet will KO the Ursh. I feel like I'm in a good spot because this should be like Moongeist Beam, maybe Meteor Beam, but I'm pretty sure I'll take a Meteor Beam plus 2 hits of Surging. I'll probably go down to the second hit, but like then I take the Ursh with me, which is completely a good trade for me. Also, the Lunala could Wide Guard. This could be Wide Guard. I will go for the Terra Dark. All right, no protects, which is good. Where are you going? Surging Strikes. Oh, they speed tie? That's such a weird speed tie. Why do the Ursh and the Lunala speed tie? Unless I'm missing something. Yeah, the Lunala got the Expanding Force off first, right? Yeah. Because then the Surging Strikes redirect into my Calyrex. What a weird speed tie. For them. That's fine by me. Moongeist Beam gonna come out into the Sinistra. That did so much because of crit, right? I was about to say, there's no way it did that much damage. Crunch gonna KO the Lunala. And I think we should have the game sealed. I think we should have the game sealed. As we get the attack boost. So what Pokemon is coming out? Incineroar? No, they didn't have Incineroar. They were super offensive with their team. Like, it could be Lando, I suppose. Latios. Yeah, this game's over. They tear the Indeedee, so all I have to do is click Glacial Lance. And Rage Powder. As I said, there's definitely a world where Heatran doesn't get to even come in, where I get to show my fourth, and it's just because the Calyrex was just, again, super good. Expected to imprison. It's definitely felt like it was a bit too scripted here, and yeah, I just really was able to punish and go for a huge amount of damage. Rillaboom, Calyrex, Ice Rider, Incineroar, Urshifu, the Sinistra, and Iron Valiant. All right, so double grass. They have a huge flying weakness. I don't have any flying types, unfortunately. What would I want to go here? Annihilap's pretty good. They don't have the best answers to Annihilate. I like the Cali Ice. Heatran's not bad either. I think the combination, I don't think I want Indeedee. I don't really need Indeedee. Iron Valiant's not bad here. It's not. Encore, Disable are still really big threats, and Moonblast for Urshifu is always solid. I think I'm going to lead Annihilate though. Annihilate puts on a lot of pressure against like really slow stuff in general. So I like the Annihilate. I like the Cali Ice. I like the Heatran in the back, and I think I like Sinistra. Let's see. I got to be careful though, because I need a lot of damage into Cali Ice ideally. I don't want to go for like an early Magma Storm play because they have coaching potentially on the Iron Valiant as an option, and I don't really like dealing with that. So let's see. Cali Ice Incineroar, this is exactly the lead I want to see. This is exactly the lead I want to see as we bring in the Annihilate bleed plus the Cali Ice. Okay. So this could be Sinistra, I suppose. I don't know. They have to fear a lot of stuff. I threaten close combat. I threaten powerful attacks into the Cali Ice. I think I'm just going to go for Taunt into Cali Ice. And I think I'm going to go Heatran. Because I'm not really a fan of having -1 Cali Ice on the field right now. It's not really doing too much. So I don't know if they're going to swap into Sinistra. I would probably switch into Sinistra Protect. I was my opponent, but I could see them greeting with Cali Ice and going for Glacial Lance. We could also see Terra Ghost on Incineroar, which is fine as well. So let's see. Yep, Terra Ghost on Incineroar. That's fine. Okay, perfect. Well, assuming this isn't a double up into the Annihilate with a... Okay, they just Protect. That's fine. I could have taunted the Incineroar. Maybe I should have, because if I was expecting the Sinistra, but I think this is still okay. As we go for the taunt into Cali Ice, is this a Will-O-Wisp? Yeah. So, unfortunate. I could have got the big taunt off into the Incineroar, but I don't think that's too bad. I really do like just being able to threaten... Do threaten quite a bit. I could go for coaching. I think I like the coaching idea. Coaching into Heatran, swap into Cali Ice, get the defense boost. I don't hate it. And then next turn I could taunt the Incineroar as long as they don't read the Heatran switching out, but I don't think they would. I think they're just going to either high horsepower putting shot, or maybe they go for like a switch. But yeah, I'm bringing out my Cali Ice. I guess I could have burned the Cali Ice too on their side, but this is all right. Get a coaching off. Let's see if they high horsepower or not. They do parting shot, but now that I'm at neutral attack +1 defense, that actually does help a lot. Okay, who's swapping in? Maybe it's Urshifu. If it's Urshifu, that's fine. I could bait out some attacks too. Iron Valiant. Okay. This could get a little bit scary. They do get the booster energy. So this isn't Trick Room. This is probably Glacial Lance or high horsepower. Oh no. Swords Dance Cali Ice is insane. Okay. Okay. Luckily, I have Crunch on my Cali Ice. That's a good thing. I'm going for coaching again. Just gonna go for coaching. Gonna go for a Crunch. That was actually kind of a risky. If I went for, I probably could have just went for Wisp. I should have, I guess. But this is still acceptable. They go for coaching themselves. They're a +3 attack and +1 defense. Oh boy, this is gonna be a tough one. As we get a coaching with our Cali. And we get a crunch off into their Cali Ice. We still actually do some pretty good damage. Here comes the Glacial Lance. We should tank the attack okay. with Cali. Yeah, we take it extremely well, but the Anilip unfortunately is not. Okay, I gotta double check. How fast is my Heatran? Can my Heatran outspeed the Cali Ice? We do outspeed the Cali Ice guaranteed. If we land a Magma Storm, we're in a really good spot. I'm going on a Heatran. I'm clicking Magma Storm into the Cali Ice, and I'm just going to go for a Glacial Lance. Cali Ice protects. What does the Iron Valiant do? Spirit Break? Okay. Not ideal, but it's not like terrible. I still get really good damage in the Iron Valiant with the Glacial Lance, so I'm okay with this. Reveal the Magma Storm. And I can go for Willis the next turn in case this is disabled on the Cali or on the Iron Valiant. Yeah, some really good damage. So we're going to go for a Willis spin to the Cali Ice, and we're going to go for a Glacial Lance. Or do I... Yeah, because I think you're going to respect the Heatran more than you're going to respect the Cali Ice. Because you still have Incineroar in the back. I wouldn't be surprised if you're Urshifu remaining as well. Like, you have to stop the Magma Storm and Crunch double up I could go for into the Cali Ice, right? I don't think you're surviving that now that I've gotten pretty heavy damage into Cali Ice with the earlier Crunch. A retreat here. Is this Incineroar? Okay. Interesting. I'll take it. I think I could have just went for Magma Storm Crunch in the Cali Ice and picked up the knockout, but this is still pretty acceptable. We do land a Willis, which is beautiful, into the Cali Ice. That's a huge burn. And let's see. Big Glacial Lance and Incineroar for some pretty decent chip. Yeah, that's some pretty good damage. Throat Chop. Oh, do they not have high horsepower? They don't have high horsepower. That changes the game immensely. Okay. I mean, we gladly take that if that's the case. And I guess I just don't protect. I think I'm just going to go for Magma Storm into Cali Ice, and I'm going to go for a Crunch into the Incineroar. I actually don't see how they're breaking through at this point. Magma Storm going to connect with the Cali Ice. Almost KO, but after all the multipliers afterward, we will. We are faster than the Incineroar. We get a Crunch off. Barely missed a knockout. Was hoping we would. Defense drop, but that shouldn't change anything. Yeah, they get a Will-O-Wisp off in the Cali Ice. Granted, most of their Pokemon are super weakened, and I don't really need Cali Ice super boosted in order to pick up a knockout, so this is kind of all right. Oh, they got greedy. They got greedy with the Sword Stance. The Cali Ice is going down. Oh, that is not what you want to see if you're my opponent. That is absolutely not what you want to see if you're my opponent. Goodbye, Cali Ice. Fantastic. Okay. It wasn't the prettiest start, but now we have a phenomenal position, I would say. So what is this, Urshifu? Sinistra. Ooh. I don't even care that I'm burned with the Heatran. Must we speed tie for some reason, but I really don't. Maybe we do. But I'm still going to go for Magma Storm and Glacial Lance because there really is no point, because I don't think Incineroar can knock me out anyway because I have the defense boost on my Cali Ice. I just get a lot of damage into Heatran. I don't even see how to really be into Heatran either. Like, they have a really tough time against my Heatran itself with the remainders, especially because Iron Valiant doesn't usually... I would say they don't run the fighting move if you're running Spirit Break. Because we saw Coaching, we saw Spirit Break, probably Encore Disable or Wide Guard, a combination of those three. All right, no protects. Magma Storm going to come out into the Sinistra, and that should put in range of the Glacial Lance right here. And we are faster. We are able to outspeed. That defense drop might come in handy. We are able to knock out the Incineroar, knock out the Sinistra, and that is a good game because we are not losing the Iron Valiant because we can't actually even miss Magma Storm. I guess we can go for a Heavy Slam anyway into the Iron Valiant to secure it, and we can go for a Glacial Lance. Very nice. Was not expecting Sword Stance, Throat Chop, Cali Ice. That's funny. You run Throat Chop just to hit opposing Cali Ice. But if they Terra, they just get out of the super effective. It's weaker than high horsepower. I guess you could Throat Chop an Incineroar, but Yeah, not exactly how I expected the game to go, but Heatran was able to put in a ton of work, getting that burn off into the Cali Ice. We never really got the zoom lens to activate. We actually had to just hit the attacks, but getting that big Willis off was huge. The coaching on the Cali Ice ended up paying off dividends, even if they got that knockout, plus the sword stance. The fact I was able to get the Willis burn, they weren't able to do that much to my team thanks to the coaching defense boost. Yeah, it was in a really solid spot. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Okidogi, Cyclizar, Whimsicott, Gouging Fire, Regigigas, Lunala. Okay, it has to be Worry Seed on the Whimsicott, right? It has to be. There's no wheezing. You do have a way to get rid of ability with the Worry Seed. What am I looking at? I am just so curious. This team looks crazy to me, but I'm very interested to see how it will play out. All right. I think lead-wise, Cyclizar is just an interesting mod. I mean, I do want to bring my Annihilate. I think Annihilate's good here. I think the Heatran is really solid because getting rid of Whimsicott immediately for shenanigans is pretty nice. I don't know. I don't think you'd do a Worry Seed strat against me when I have double... or I guess redirection with Indity at least. But I am bringing Indity because Lunala is a threat, and I am bringing the Calyrex in the back because Calyrex is my main offense. Sinish is just a bit weird in this matchup. It doesn't really do too much. Hospitality is nice, but I do have Heal Pulse on Indity. Redirection against Lunala is really important because being able to be immune to the Moongeist Beam I think is pretty ideal. Iron Valiant, it could help. I think Heat Crash does a lot of damage to Iron Valley, if I'm not mistaken. Flare Blitz as well. They ran out of time, I think. They definitely ran out of time. All right, let's see what this crazy concoction can do, because I am very curious on what they have. I am very curious on what they have. They have some surprises. I don't even know where to begin. All I can think about is like Worry Seed. That's all I can really think about. Let's see. Gonna be the lead wise of the Cyclizar Okidogi. You asked me, hey, what lead are you expecting? I would have never answered you with this. Okay. I don't really... So I guess this is Shed Tail and a Lunala because you have Shadow Shield as well. I could go for some really aggressive plays if I want to, like a Rage Fist into a Magma Storm. Do I think they would protect? I don't think so. I think you would do the Shed Tail immediately into Lunala. I'm gonna go for Rage Fist and I'm gonna go for Magma Storm. Let's see. There is the Shed Tail as I anticipated. Perfect. This is gonna be into Lunala. I'm hoping that the Rage Fist can still break the Shed Tail or the substitute on Lunala, which I think would be really nice. I think that's... Is that Lunala? Oh no. I don't think I'm breaking the sub with this double up. Actually, I should, right? No, I definitely should. Okay. Oh, I even break it with just that. Okay. I was not expecting just raw Rage Fist too, but I'll take it. Drain Punch into Heatran, sure. I do land a Magma Storm with the Zoom Lens, okay. And into the Gouting Fire for some pretty heavy damage. All right. It's not Booster Energy Gouting Fire. The Gouting Fire is now locked in. Sure. I think now let's get the coaching in the Cali Ice ready. I think now we set up for coaching with Cali Ice because they're not going to Flare Blitz the Heatran. If they do, crazy play by them, but I respect it. I think this is the perfect time to get Terra Water action on my Cali Ice and get a +2 Cali Ice that just strengthens Okos on everything on our team, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, I really thought they were going to Shed Tail on the Lunala. Was not expecting the Gouting Fire. All right, we see a Terra on their side. What's Terraing on their side? Gouging Fire into what? Terra Fire, what? Oh, I guess they're just gonna try to hope that they can KO the Annihilate, I assume. Oh, it's slower than my Annihilate. Naturally. So it's not booster energy. We knew that, but the fact that it's slower than my Annihilate is still surprising. A Flare Blitz? Okay, if they had Flare Blitz, my Heatran would have been the craziest play of all time. That doesn't even bring me to Sash, which is kind of crazy. Okay. Drain Punch into Cali Ice. Perfect. All right. Gonna go for another coaching into the Cali Ice. I'm just gonna go for my Terra Water, go for the Glacial Lance. I don't see any punish that they really can do here. And yeah, I mean, if they target the Annihilate, sure, Cali Ice is more healthy. If they decide, hey, I'm gonna focus down the Cali Ice, it's still threatening quite a bit with this Annihilate into the Lunala, so we'll gladly take it. We go for the Terra Water. Burning Bulwark in case, yep. Also, they want a close combat specifically for that reason, the Burning Bulwark. Coaching will come out from my Annihilate once again. Wonder how fast. I mean, Okidogi should be faster than Cali Ice, I'd assume. It is not. What is this team, man? What is this team? Glacial Lance into the Okidogi. It is a +2 Glacial Lance, and we crit the Okidogi as well. Goodbye, Okidogi. And okay. Oh, I hope that doesn't mean anything offensive in any language. All right, we're gonna see the Cyclist R come in again. I don't know what you're supposed to do here. I'm gonna save my Annihilate. I'm gonna bring out my Indity, and I'm just gonna go for Glacial Lance. The reason I'm gonna go to Indity is so that I have set up with my man, why am I blanking out on Cali Ice? So when the Lunala comes in, I'm not heavily threatened. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't even remember. They probably did timeout. Maybe they didn't even have Lunala in the back. But what was that team, man? Lunala, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Mienshao. There is Electabuzz and Ogerpon, Wellspring. Interesting. Okay. That's Lunala is never a fun matchup, but we do have Crunch on the Calyrex, which is actually kind of big here. The problem is I want to Terra to get out of my weakness to Moongeist Beam and Meteor Beam, but then they have double grass type, so not gonna be an easy one. Not gonna be an easy one. I bring Sinistcha. Probably not. No, I think I'd rather have Heal Pulse with Indity and a Terrain Changer than... Yeah, I think I'd rather have that. I think I'm just going with Cali Ice. I think Cali Ice and Annihilate still pretty good here. Heatran in the back, Indity. I could lead with the Indity, but I don't think it's necessary. If they lead Incineroar, they get heavily punished with the Annihilate, and then usually, like, if it's Incineroar, it's usually Incineroar plus Lunala lead, and then they have to play a mind game of, okay, who Terra's here. And I can close combat threaten the Incineroar, Rage Twist threaten the Lunala, so it's a pretty tough position for them. Lunala, Electabuzz. Okay, I don't mind this. As we lead the Cali Ice and the Annihilate. How fast do I think the Electabuzz? Do I think it's fast to Electroweb and threaten the Annihilate? I think that's okay if that happens. I'm just going to go for Glacial Lance and coaching immediately. This covers a follow me option. I still get a ton of damage across the board. They have to respect the ghost typing. I wonder if they would be scared of Final Gambit too. But we do see a Terra immediately, which is pretty ideal, I would say. Yeah, they Final Game. They expect a Final Gambit. Yeah, so they Terra Ghost here. Beautiful. So we utilize basically their Terra, and it's not a favorable one for them. Beautiful. Oh, and they protect too. I guess it's Electroweb, right? It has to be. Oh, they taunt to prevent Chikru. They taunt to prevent Chikru. They don't know. They don't know. All right, we get a coaching. Also, we do confirm the Electabuzz is hecka fast. That's a fast Electabuzz. Okay. We are going to go for the Glacial Lance. Do a ton of damage to the Electabuzz. Amazing. Amazing. Now we're going to Glacial Lance again. We're going to swap out into our Indity. The reason is we're not risking Electroweb Moongeist Beam into Annihilate. Annihilate's still a really good Pokemon to have in this game offensively. So I will go out in Indity. I'll have immediate access to Heal Pulse as well. And I can redirect the Moongeist Beam in the following turns, which is pretty big. So bring out the Indity. This should probably be Electroweb Moongeist Beam, or maybe Protect if they want to, I suppose. Like Exceed active. All right. Taunt. Good play on their part. Okay. Covered the entity in case I wanted to cover for coaching. The only thing it didn't cover was a Rage Fist. But, I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. As you can see, the Cali just takes the attack super well. I get the Glacial Lance off. I get to break the Shao Shield on the Lunala, which is absolutely massive. Now Annihilate's in a very fun spot. This is probably Rila coming in. If it's Rila, I just go Heatran for the Cali, right? Yep. I always go a Heatran for the Cali because it'd be Moongeist Beam, Woodhammer probably. And I probably double swap actually. Because I think Cali Ice is still in a prime position to get the KOs. I don't really need... Oh, we saw leftovers on the Lunala too. Ogerpon comes in. Okay. How many turns am I taunted for? 2. I guess I could just go out in a Heatran though. I think going out in a Heatran, because again, I don't think I need it. It's not super important to this. And I think I'm just going to go for a Psychic into the Ogerpon and get that chip damage into Ogerpon for later parts in the game. Because I don't need Heatran, so I'm willing to risk the Heatran on Ivy Cudgel and Moongeist Beam. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, like Heatran. Thank you for your service. I did need a free switch though, and I'm okay with this. I get a free Psychic off into the Ogerpon, and I probably just Rage Fist the next turn plus Psychic. Good damage to Ogerpon too. Yeah, because once I get Trick Room in, I think I'm in a good spot. I'm going to go out into Annihilate. If I had just Terra'd with my Cali Ice though, I could have Terra Watered and I probably was in a really good spot, but I was not expecting them to go for that. Okay, let's go for Rage Fist. Let's go for Psychic into the Ogerpon. If they go for Follow Me, that's fine. Because then the taunt wears off on the entity and I can redirect the Lunala attacks, assuming it doesn't have... I guess it could be Gleam on the Lunala, which I'd have to fear here. You go for Follow Me to prevent the Rage Fist, sure. Here comes Rage Fist. I think it's gonna be close. Oh, they call mine. That's greedy, I think. Yeah, I think that's super greedy. Okay. That is super greedy. I'll take it though. Here comes Psychic into the Ogerpon. Barely is able to hang on, but that's fine. I think this play is always to Rage Fist the Lunala and Heal Pulse my Annihilate. The reason I'm gonna go for the Heal Pulse into the Annihilate, well, if they protect Lunala, I think it's okay. Actually, is this? Let's see what's gonna happen from the Ivy Cudgel. Okay. Okay, I do get the Heal Pulse off. Okay, that might be a bit weird, actually. That might be a bit weird. Because I was thinking that was an option. I probably should have reacted on that. I can't... Oh, that's bad. It depends on if they have Gleam or not, I suppose. But yeah, that's not great. I'm gonna Rage Fist. I have to Rage Fist and Follow Me though. Why did they Spiky Shield? What? That's a crazy Spiky Shield. Wait. Oh, I guess they protect to get rid of the Psychic Terrain. Okay. I was about to say, there's no way you risk the Lunala like that. All right. Rage Fist into the Lunala. I wish I closed combat to Ogerpon earlier. That was definitely a bad situation. Lunala actually getting back to near full is not great for me. I think they have Gleam, I guess, is going to be the question mark. I mean, I think I still Rage Fist, and I think I have to Follow Me. And I got to hope that either Annihilate lists 1000 Gleam or they don't have it. Which definitely, I think both can be very valid here. We will go for the Follow Me. Rage Fist into the Ogerpon. Will pick up the knockout. If I Stellar Terrored earlier, it might have been better. Okay, it's just Moonblast. That's what I thought. Okay, beautiful. Okay, that is nice. I think Lunala, it didn't get Shadow Shield back, right? So if this is a fake out mon in the back, I'm looking pretty good. Yeah, me and Chao comes in. All right, nice. Oh wait, they did get Shadow Shield back. Shoot. Well, we're gonna go for the Stellar Terra Rage Fist into the Lunala. And I guess we're gonna go for Trick Room. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be super close of an end game. And I mean super close of an end game. We're gonna get a bunch of damage into the Lunala. I don't think we pick the knockout, but if we do, that's crazy, and that's great for me. It should be fake out into the NDD. Yep. Get a Rage Fist off into Lunala. Oh, I do KO. Ooh, okay. Stellar Terror going crazy against that 4 times resist. It was only 100 base power too. I guess Annihilate's just that crazy, but all right. I fought my backup. I guess the plan doesn't work. I took a bit too much for fake out. I think I should have swapped Indity into Cali Ice because I didn't need the help on Cali Ice and went for that Rage Fist, because if I didn't, I at least had a backup where Indity didn't take the damage from fake out, and I can still go for a follow me with Indity, and I think I would live a close combat if I had a bit more HP. But yeah, definitely a bit of a mess up right there from me. But yeah, we should have the game sealed now. I'm just gonna go for Psychic, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Whew, okay, Lunala, scary mon. Scary mon. That mon was able to get a lot more recovered than I thought. Didn't really punish the Ogerpon follow me, which I probably should have. Maybe I could have went for a taunt too. I could have went for a taunt for sure into Ogerpon, and then they would have definitely suffered because of Rage Fist. So yeah, I think I should have taunted the Ogerpon on the obvious follow me and just redirected with my own NDD. Dundozo, Tinglu, Urshifu, Tornadus, Incarnate, Heartflame, Ogerpon, and Calyrex Shadow Rider. Isn't this I know this team has been common, except I think it's usually Whimsicott over Tornadus. If I remember right, this was Zach's Day 2 Worlds team, and then a player known as Dalway ended up using it to get top 4 San Antonio as well. Okay. Seed Bomb Cali Ice is actually kind of nice here. Seed Bomb Cali Ice is very nice. So I think I'm going to lead Annihilate Cali Ice. I think it's pretty strong. Terror-wise is probably going to be the Cali Ice. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be the Cali Ice. And in the back, I want to bring... Do I go NDD here? I feel like I definitely bring the Sinistra for the Dozo. I feel like Heatran's not worth it. It doesn't do that much against this team. Although, maybe it's... No, I think Entity is always the play, because follow me for the Ogerpon Heartflame as a backup is always nice. I think the only scary combination I would be really terrified of here is going to be like Dark Urshifu lead plus Ogerpon Heartflame. I don't know if you're going to go Tinglu Dozo against me, but we'll see. Urshifu Dundozo is fine too. Okay. Wait, they changed it. It's Water Ursh. Okay, not what I expected. I guess with Torn that makes a bit of sense, but all right. I definitely want to go for Water Terror on Cali Ice then. So I will go for my coaching with my Cali Ice, and I'm going to go for my Seed Bomb into... Should I just... Yeah, I'm going to Seed Bomb to Ursh. I think it's a fair play. Like, getting a lot of damage to Ursh immediately is actually really big. I don't know what Dozo's going to click. Probably Yawn, I'd assume, here. And then Ursh... 30 strikes, U-turn. There's so many options, I guess, that they could go for here. Close combat. Either one seems fine. All right, let's see how this goes. I do want the Terra War for the defensive typing. Maybe, I guess. Who would I expect in the back? Probably Ogerpon Heartflame and Calyrex in the back. So I got to figure out how to get Trick Room up in a safe position, which I think I can. Oh, it protects, which is Not good. Unless Doza protected too. Oh, that's good for me then. I like how this flipped. It's like, oh no? Oh yes. Free coaching. Nice. I think they were scouting Final Gambit or something, which is really good for me. Okay. And I revealed that I have Seed Bomb on the Cali. It won't affect the Dozo, but it does do quite a bit here. Now I'm going to go for a close combat into the Urshifu, and I'm going to go for a Glacial Lance. Because this should knock out the Urshifu, I think, at +1. And it covers a switch. Like if they want to go like Ogerpon Heartflame, for instance. Sometimes it is that easy. Ogerpon Heartflame does come in. Beautiful. I do get the close combat off into the Ogerpon. Massive damage. Ogerpon Heartflame was one of the biggest threats to my team, I think. Or into the Cali in general. So beautiful. Able to get a Glacial Lance off. KO to Ogerpon. Fantastic. Nice. Now, I guess I have to wonder about the Terra on the Cali Shadow, because that's going to be an important factor. They do Yawn here, which is fine. Okay. If this is Cali coming back, I'm going to go Indity and probably just draw off a Rage Fist into the Cali. Yeah, I think just draw off a Rage Fist into Cali sounds correct. If Urshifu comes in, I go out into Sinistra. Yeah, this is Cali Ice, no surprise. I don't know if they Terra or not. I guess we'll find out. I'm going to Rage Fist to Cali because I don't know if they're going to Terra. And Indity is just such a safe play here. Indity is a very safe play. Then we can get Trick Room up if possible. And Trick Room is going to be very nice. I could go on the offense, but I'm worried if Cali Shadow protects. And then Dozo just goes for a Yawn into Annihilate. If they go for a Wave Crash, it's fine. Let's see. All right, Psychic Seed. So I have the boost, which is very good. They just protect. That's fair. Okay. And what does Dozo do? What does Dozo do? Wave Crash or Yawn? This is going to be a pretty big deal. Yawn into Annihilate. Okay. Alright. I mean, this is the problem with playing against Yawn Dozo when they get the momentum, but I think this is pretty alright because the Cali Shadow Rider is just not threatening too much. I could go for either Rage Fist or Close Combat. It depends on if I want to read a Terra from the Cali. I could also see if they have Substitute, they go for Substitute here. I think I go for... a Rage Fist and a Cali. And I think I just attempt a Trick Room here. Because getting Trick Room up is going to be super hard for their Cali Shadow to do much. If they go for a Substitute, this is pretty solid. Because if they go for a Substitute, they do get put in range. Or if they just give me the Cali Shadow. Because they, one, Psyshocked, which I'm kind of surprised they Psyshocked instead of just Astral Barraging. Because I could have followed me, but that works out beautifully. I get a Rage Fist off into Cali Shadow. Brings it down to Focus Sash. Okay, they really changed the team. Because it was Life Orb on the original build. And they go for the knockout into my Annihilate. I'm kind of curious what Astral Barrage... I guess they would just want a Psychic Terrain. They probably thought I wasn't going to go for Follow Me. But I mean, this works out huge for me. I just get to Trick Room up for free. And I'm just going to go out into my... I could go Sinistra. It's a bit risky though because of Matcha Gotcha. I think I just go out in a Cali Ice and I go for Seed Bomb, get the damage I want into the Dundozo, which seems pretty good here. So I'm just gonna Seed Bomb to Dundozo, get the chip damage that I need, and follow me to Yawn away because this probably protect and Yawn, I'd assume. I will follow me here. They could play aggressive. They're really down in this game, so I could definitely see them playing aggressive. I could also see the Ursh switch, which I think is fair here. I'm okay with that. Because I get some pretty big damage into Dozo. Okay, we will get the Follow Me with the Indity. As a Yawn. Perfectly fine. Again, we have Sinistra in the back, so they're really struggling, I think, to deal with the Sinistra. We will get a Seed Bomb off into the Dundozo for some chip. Again, we're trying to put this in range of Sinistra's Matcha Gotcha, which is pretty massive. So I'm gonna go for a seed bomb again into the Dundozo, and we're gonna go out into the Sinisha. We confirmed the Ursh had Protect, and we also confirmed that well, we also confirmed that it's not Focus Sash on the Ursh because it could only be Focus Sash on Cali Shadow that was revealed earlier. So Dundozo protects, which is perfect. They don't get a yawn off. If they could go for close combat, I guess, but that's fine. They go for double protect to sell out Trick Room. Now they're just pinned with Matcha Gotcha, Seed Bomb, and I think I always double up the. I think I should double up the Ursh slot. As a Dundozo has like no offensive pressure, sure it can yawn, but at this point, I think I just offensively go for a. Well, let me think about turns of Trick Room because they are going to get another yawn off, which is a bit concerning. I guess there's like no harm in seed bombing the Dundozo and Matcha Gotcha here. I'm trying to think of like how the next turns come out. Ooh, we see a Terra. Forgot they haven't Terra'd yet because I expected Terra earlier. Dundozo Terras into grass. Okay, but they're vulnerable in the Glacial Lance. So once I get into position to Glacial Lance, I should be able to win the game with Cali Shadow. Just Glacial Lance, pretty sick. I forgot that could happen. I forget they run Fisher sometimes. I got too comfortable. Can I still win? Maybe. I think it's really unlikely, but it's possible. Right on Ursh helps. Burn, I mean, doesn't change much. It's going down to the Rocky Helmet, right? Oh, they taunt. Interesting. Okay. Psychic Terrain burning off is good because I get to reset it. Yeah, the Ursh still survives, which actually is helpful to me, I think. Because I don't think I want Shadow Rider in yet. Actually, okay. I'm gonna do a classic here. A classic double Trick Room. Oh wait, I can't because of the taunt. Shoot. I want to reset for Cali Shadow. That's not what happened. Okay. We're just gonna go for Psychic Den and Dundozo, and we're gonna go for Matcha Gotcha. Ursh is gonna be sacked here, and Dundozo either protects or goes for Yawn or Wave Crash or whatever it wants to click here. If I get rid of the Dozo with a Psychic, I mean, even if I read the Terra Grass, I completely got punished by the Fisher. They go for the Wave Crash for the offensive damage, which is nice. I see the Dozo's kind of weird because every bit of damage in the Dozo is kind of important, but at the same time, I did need to get rid of the Ursh, so I guess that's okay. As we do get the Psychic off in the Dozo. Special defense drop would have been helpful, but okay. I think this comes down to a mind game. It's Calyrex Shadow Rider coming in. It does threaten the Astral Barrage into my Sinistra. I don't think you knock out the Entity unless you have Pollen Puff for some reason, and even then, I think that's stretching it. I have to call whether I Psychic the Dozo, because if I knock out Dozo this turn and they don't protect, Entity should be able to finish out the Shadow Rider. But does Dozo protect is the question. I think I'm gonna risk Matcha Gotcha Psychic. They didn't protect Dozo. I think I lose off that. I mean, I was the one who risked it. This shit goes down. Yep. Because I don't think +1, unless the Calyrex Shadow Rider has like Pollen Puff or something. If they had Pollen Puff or something, I do lose here. And they went for the Astral because they always KO the Sinistra, which is fair. So Calyrex goes down to the Psychic. This should always be Yawn. Like if you go for Wave Crash, unless you crit, you're throwing. Yeah. Super smart Yawn play by them. I think if Psychic KO the Dozo, it just depends on the Shadow Rider moveset. Like we saw Side Shock, we saw Astral Barrage. You saw Protect, right? So it could only have either Pollen Puff or something. I think Psychic knocked out the Dozo too at that range. It looked really close, but yeah, I can't win now. Is they're gonna yawn. I'm gonna fall asleep. Then they're just gonna be able to stall out the Psychic terrain, so I'm not able to do enough. So close, man. But I was like, huh, this doesn't seem right. My inside brain was thinking, this doesn't seem right. When I saw the Water Ursh and the Dozo, I'm like, is there something they can do? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Then the Fissure happened. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I knew there was something I was forgetting about, man. I knew I was forgetting something. Actually, it would have been better if they crit, because if they crit, I'm pretty sure I survived, and then I had like a... they had more recoil. How many turns? Last turn Psychic terrain. They should always just protect here. They didn't protect. They greeted that, and I'm still asleep. That's unlucky. That's unlucky. Unlucky. Well, I mean, it just came down to Fissure. What can I say? LA just came down to that move. I just happened to get the unlucky dice roll first turn. First try. All right, let's go over to games. I'm not sure what this lead was, and they didn't play defensive at all. No Reflect was set up, as well as the Incineroar, vulnerable to the close combat knockout, which I was able to get turned to and really just pick up some really strong knockouts to leave the Zamazenta and the Milotic alone, which allowed me to set up a position so I could be able to pick up the knockout to Milotic, and then it was just a Zamazenta remaining. In game 2, I had a suspicion it was probably going to be the Imprisoned Entity, and it really worked out, as I was able to get a heal pulse off in the Calyrex Ice Rider, a lot of damage onto their team immediately, and set up for a proper knockout, while just being able to do so much damage to my opponents utilizing the Calyrex Ice Rider. And with that Terra Dark on the Sinistra, was able to help seal the game by knocking out the Urshifu, and Calyrex Ice Rider able to get enough damage across the board. In game 3, this game definitely a bit of an interesting one. I think I should have probably went for the taunt into the Incineroar, because I think the Terra Ghost option was a bit obvious in retrospect, and of course I could have went for that taunt to prevent the Willis and the Calyrex Ice Rider, so it'd be able to stick around. But I don't think it was too bad, since it ended up being Sword Stance, Throat Chop, Calyrex Ice Rider, which I was not expecting, but this actually let Heatran do a lot of work, and with Magma Storm pressure from the Heatran, it was really hard for my opponent to really break through, because the Heatran was getting constant chip damage with the Willisp and the Magma Storm threats. In game 4, can someone explain this game to me, because I'm still trying to figure it out. I was expecting to Shed Tail like the Lunala into the Shadow Shield, so you would have the substitute with the Shadow Shield like we saw with the Dragonite Orphan combination in previous regulations, but was not expecting the Gouging Fire. However, at least I was able to set up a great position for Calyrex Ice Rider to get multiple coachings off, and then yeah, I was just able to pick up knockouts, while the Calyrex Ice Rider looked like it was impossible for them to KO. In game 5, it was beautiful seeing the Terra Ghost on the Electabuzz, because that meant the Lunala couldn't Terra, and that was pretty big because I still had Rage Fist and the Crunch. I think I did play a bit sloppy towards the end of the game, because there was the Follow Me from the Ogerpon, and I felt it was super obvious, but I didn't want to close combat and go for a risk of a Spiky Shield, and that was been pretty bad. I did have to risk some factors though, so probably should have went for Taunt instead. I think Taunt would have actually been pretty effective here. But thankfully, the Terra Stellar Annihilate was able to blow through the Lunala with just a Rage Fist with only one boost, and able to pick up the knockout, which was absolutely huge for me. In game 6, I thought this game was probably going too smoothly. I had a really nice setup at the beginning, especially with Seed Bomb, Calyrex Ice Rider threatening the multiple water types on their team, and then getting that knockout into the Ogerpon Heartflame. But I completely forgot that Dondozo can run Fissure, and they do run Fissure on this teams, and you know, sometimes they go for the immediate Fissure, they get it, and it doesn't look good. It just completely flipped the game and looked pretty rough for me to actually come back. But I did have a chance. If I did go for the Psychic, I had to call the Dondozo does a protect or not in the end game, but unfortunately did not get that read right. Zoom Lens Heatran. Wouldn't really think I'd be using Zoom Lens in the format, but overall not too shabby. It is a bit awkward though, because again, Magma Storm can still be very inaccurate, and Zoom Lens, again, it doesn't really work against the slow opponents, but it can put in a lot of work against the faster threats that you do want to trap. And it's a really cool move. It's so strong and powerful, and that's why its accuracy is so low and making it risky, but that zoom lens does help mitigate some of the risk. It is a very niche Pokemon that we got to see on this team. We didn't get to bring it to every game, but it was able to do a lot of work when we were able to set it up properly. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. If you'd like to try out the rent a code, the team is on your screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time the video comes out. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.